Money. I love money. You love money. I'm not like Mr. Krabs money lover, but you know, money's pretty cool. You can buy cool things like hoverboards and edible underwear, and the extremely overpriced skins in Valorant. Alright, in all seriousness, in our extremely materialistic world, money is an extremely important thing to have as it provides us with food, water, warmth, and shelter, which are like survival needs. And of course we spoil ourselves with phones and TVs and beds. Like, beds are such hashtag rich kid vibes. However, amidst all this joy and happiness money gives us, it has also given us the scariest monster to ever exist on this planet. So scary that even adults tremble in their feet at the thought of this. Being, if you can even call it. Brace yourselves, because I'm talking about the economy. So that means we can experience the horrors of inflation, which, super duper ironically, is the topic of my presentation. Now here's the scariest thing about this. You have the biggest say in inflation and you can't do anything about this. It's in your hands, but you don't have control. So let's get our swimsuits and dive into inflation and why it is such a problem.
Food cost is high, it's killing small businesses. It's very difficult to make. A lot of people, it pushes you away from going out there and opening up businesses. Not right now.
Okay, let's start off by defining what inflation really is, because inflation comes in many forms. Inflation is when the whole economy or a certain part of the economy goes up in price. Like, take this as an example. Prices on Bluetooth headphones have gone up by 25%.
I put a bit of one.
Prices on, say, Bluetooth headphones have gone up by 25% because of one reason or another. That is a type of inflation, but just for Bluetooth headphones. Like Bluetooth headphone inflation. Well, that's not really that catchy, is it? Well, now that we've defined inflation, we can correlate it to reality. As currently, our prices all around us are going up by 5, 10, 15, or even 20% than before, because we are going through a full-blown economic inflation. Everything is going up, and our paycheck isn't moving. But why does this happen? There are, obviously, many factors and variables that play into inflation, but I will focus on two main factors: demand and production cost. Demand is in the name. When the demand for a product or multiple products are, well, high demand. And production cost is also pretty self-explanatory. The production of items or stock become more expensive. So, self-explanatory, just wait a while and everything is fine. It's just a simple little problem, right? Well, no. Usually, actually every time we have inflation, it is because of an underlying system of problems that throws a wrench in the gears of cost, which affects not only us, but the businesses selling these products, which we'll talk about in some time. For now, why is inflation such a problem?
Relate to that statement until now. Cause Jesus Christ! These prices are making me shiver. If Julius saw these prices today, he would have a heart attack.
As I said before, inflation comes in many forms. And just because people want more of one thing doesn't inherently mean the whole economy becomes horrendously expensive. So what's up? Let me set up the scene. There's been a bad season for eggs because of a big storm that destroyed almost all chicken coops. So to start off, yeah, egg prices will go up and egg companies will have trouble sourcing or providing eggs. Then that leads to cafes and restaurants needing to up their price. But wait, there's more! Because many baking products have eggs inside them, so they'll also have to up the prices. But also supermarkets have to also up the prices of other products, as an average of 41 eggs are bought per month per household. and they don't want to decrease that number because that is big money. So to make sure their egg numbers don't go down, they have to find other ways to make ends meet. But it gets worse. The chicken industry is tainted as well, as chickens are high in demand because companies need them for eggs. So the amount of chicken meat sold will go down, but the amount of chickens alive will go up, which means the average chicken eater has to pay more for their chicken. Now this is really spiraling because now kebab restaurants, which have literally nothing to do with eggs, are now affected. On the topic of inflation, we must get used to the term cost of living, which is a very important factor of inflation. It means, quote from Investopedia.com, the amount of money needed to cover basic expenses such as housing, food, taxes, and healthcare in a certain place and time period. Does that make sense? So now knowing the cost of living, let's look at New Zealand's cost of living. Okay, just put in cost of living, NEWZEALAN, and oh my goodness! $4,000! I'd rather be homeless, personally. From 2019 to 2023, the cost of living has gone up by 8.2%. What? And hopefully not. That number is still increasing, and the reason it's increasing is because of inflation. If your supermarket runs and your taxes become more expensive, the cost of living has gone up, and vice versa. So, what can we do? Well, nothing. At least, not right now. When you start paying taxes and you get to vote, you get a slight choice. You get to choose which government has your tax and who deals with inflation. And if you become a political figure, then you can actually do something. Currently, we can all influence what happens. But wait, let's go back to the egg example. What if, for example, hypothetically, half the country just doesn't buy eggs anymore? Or any products containing eggs? Well, simply put it, you've given the economy time to heal. The main problem with inflation is time. You don't get enough time to produce items or fix the system. So if half the population decides to remove their influence on inflation, all of a sudden, they get time. Time to produce products. Time to fix any transport or machinery. Time for the government to readjust GST and bills and taxes so that we, the economy, and everyone else can live a happier, cheaper life. The main lesson I want to give to you is to be conscious and learn about the economy so that you can understand or even prevent a future inflation or even deflation, because money comes from the consumer. It doesn't just magically appear. So going back to what I said from the start, you do have the biggest say. You're the one with the dollar. But then again, you are 1 in 8 billion people on this planet. So really, how much are you really doing by yourself? Could you possibly educate others around you to take better action? That's a question that I leave with you. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.
So you think about that when you die, homie. Boys, no one to you, 'cause that sure ain't no one to me. And if you fall, but you know what to do. And if I'm caught up, but you stay. Boy, what's no one to you, 'cause that sure ain't no one to me. And if you fall, but you know what to do. And if I'm caught up, but you stay.